Hey, what's going on YouTube? So I want to do a quick little video of the final results, finally, of our remodel. It took quite a long time, only because the builder had some other obligations that he had to get to that it kind of ran into each other, but it was understandable, so everything's fine. But let me tell you something, the end result turned out, I feel, absolutely amazing. So let me go ahead and show you. I'm going to show you up top first. Here is the new entryway door to what is now more officially our master suite bedroom. We did the black. Hard to see, guys. But anyways, there's black. I'm installing a motion light right up there, so that way we have a light right here that can shine down on the steps. And I've got a nice black metal rod that I'm installing soon right here for safety. But so you pretty much get the gist of what it looks like. Let me open it up to be able to see a little bit better in the kitchen. Let me turn the light on. So let me go back down the stairs and show you guys. So a little more light. There's the black trim. Here's the wood. He framed it out. All these walls are all brand new walls tied into the existing wall, which was down here. Did a really nice job. He even went as far as painted this all the way down the steps black, which he didn't technically have to do because that wasn't part of his job. But he did that. Here's the black rod I'm putting up for safety on the steps. We bought and had them install black hinges. Here's the door with a little more view. If you guys remember what it looked like before, it was literally your traditional tri-level home where you had some old school rods right here opening, some crappy little half made up do-it-yourself kind of a posts here. Looked really shitty, didn't even match the height over there. It was terrible. So now you've got this, guys, nice straight wall. We use cedar, rough cut, 4-inch boards. And these decorative little things that have been around for decades. But we really like the look of them. They were originally in the bathroom when we moved in here. One of the only few things we're actually keeping of their style. We really did like it. It makes for an easy install of framing outdoors too. Now keep in mind these walls have only been primed. Up here we only paid to have them prime and paint ready the walls, because I have to redo the entire kitchen still. So there's no point in having them paint this a certain color when I'm going to come right over here and do it. So all this will be getting redone soon. This old fan's going away for this new fan. And we're slowly just going to keep working on the house. But anyways, guys, that's what the new entryway looks like. Nice new poles that we bought separately and had installed. We'll be installing those on all the doors. Here's the wall on the other side. Again, we still got to tie in the blue. Had them put a board here that's going to get painted white. We'll caulk right here. And then I've got a 2-foot white rail that's going to go on this board. Again, for safety. But that way I don't have to worry about catching the post. I can install it right into this board. And then I've got another one that's going to go right here. Now the goal, eventually, in the hallway has essentially been primed and painted white, but it's not nearly done because I think we're going to end up installing nothing but plank or some form of wood throughout that entire hallway. Either that's already colored or we just paint it, brush paint it, make it look nice. So here, guys, is the new remodeled 9x12 area that got flooded. I'm sure if you guys have been following me, you guys have seen the before, and now here is the after. We went with a 100% waterproof vinyl plank 20 mil floor, super thick mill, so it can handle a lot of wear and tear, commercial grade. So it can handle a lot of wear and tear. It can handle, accidental scratches. It won't scratch easily. Obviously, anything will scratch if you work hard enough at it. But, we have a little Shih Tzu dog and just me and my wife. So this isn't going to, this will stay in really good shape. He transition pieced over from the carpet because that carpet didn't get damaged. Some of the padding got a little bit damaged, only maybe about 12 inches in. So he cut all that out, replaced it with some of the carpet here padding that didn't get touched from the flood, fixed it up for me, patched it in for me, got that done. As you guys can see, he trimmed everything out the way we wanted it. Put a little transition strip right here. This is the only piece that's glued down. Framed in, tied in the old ceiling to the new drywall, because remember, this entire room had the paneling for the ceiling. It had that old paneling over here. All this was paneling and a lot of trim. We just had him trim off and square off the top. He did a really nice job, had him paint black. Put in some nice trim work, had him carry the same exact theme in. So guys, this was always a big pain in our ass, was this door. We had him install a pocket door. How nice is that, guys? Nice pocket door. So now we don't have a door, we got to swing open. That, as you can see, kept banging into the washer or dryer. And it's just going to make everything a lot easier when there's got to be work done right here. We don't got to constantly pull the door off. You've got hinges sticking out. Now this room, obviously, the only thing we've done in this room is newer plumbing and washer and dryer and stuff like that. But this room, eventually this room will get redone too. Not hardcore redone, because I think it's always going to be kind of a washer and dryer room. So we're not going to go to the nines in here. I'll probably install a nicer blind. I'll probably, once we get all new plumbing, clean up the plumbing a bit, because some of it don't make a lot of sense. So, you know, we'll do stuff like that. I'll patch some of these areas. We'll maybe put a little bit of a coat of paint or something like that, you know. But, you know, fill some of these holes and whatnot. But I did have them obviously trim this out because it was trimmed out before. And again, I wanted it all to match. I wanted it to look good. Look how he really filled all this in. I mean, it looks great. I'll show you guys with the door shut. So there's the door shut. It looks like it probably, yeah, it probably could use another coat of black. So I won't really get on about that. They did a lot of coats of paint. So this back door really could use another coat of paint, but I'm not too worried about it. I'll hit it. There's a few areas of paint that I got to hit and touch up. Like right here, they accidentally got a little bit of overshoot over here. So I'll take a brush and hit that. Not too big of a deal. I got to install the new blinds. Somehow the hangers got lost, so I'm going to steal some from blinds that we already still have that we haven't used yet, which is over right there. So I'm going to steal them to get that one hung up. That's an extra blind. Technically that blind is made for this window. We just got one of those cheapies hung up for now. It works fine. That window's got a little bit of work to do anyways as far as the framing and stuff, so not too worried. I'll go to Home Depot and buy a spare set to replace what I'm taking. But so this idea up here, guys, this wood, see how it's kind of multi-layered, 3 layers down and attaches to the window? That was kind of on accident. And actually, Brent, the contractor, actually took a couple of boards. He already had the top board put up, and he just shoved a couple boards. They weren't even centered and everything. They were kind of up there. He just was getting them up off the floor, so he kind of wedged them in there for now while he was doing other work. And when we were talking, we were standing here, and we're like, you know, if those were kind of like leveled and stuff, those actually look kind of cool. Like it kind of a different design instead of your basic just whatever, right? So we kind of got thinking. I'm like, you know what? I think I ended up paying them $60 for the wood and stuff to get more material. And I said, you know, make sure it's level on each side and all that space-wise. And so it was really very accidental, but we actually really like it. It gives it a different look to the window. And if we eventually redo over here, we might have it done again over that window and that window. So it looked kind of cool. So yeah, love this pocket door. This is just so convenient, so nice. It does lock. We'll never need to lock it, but if we want to, we can lock it. So yeah, that's really cool, guys. Pocket door, so much nicer. We did run into a little bit of a We did move the electrical box over a little bit, but it still wasn't enough to run that wood trim. And instead of, we had already drywalled, and instead of knocking another hole and installing it, I know the right proper way would have been to move the box over, and he was willing to do it. But I said, you know what, if you frame it out nice, I really don't actually care. I mean, we have a closet that's standing right here anyways that'll block some of it. And to be honest with you, as long as it's framed out like he did, that actually really don't look bad. It ties right into the wood framing, not bad at all. Again, this is not a $500,000 home. It's going to be a very nice home. Someday I'm hoping to be able to get, $375,000, $400,000 for it with the property and the pole barns and the landscaping I'm going to be doing. And, we're talking 30 years from now when it's all said and done. But, it's a rustic out in the country with a pond, woods behind us, in front of us, corner lot. It's not your, it's not your multi-million-dollar home that you're expecting everything to be absolutely perfect, right? We did have one hiccup that turned into a multi-layered hiccup, is the drywaller that he used, which was his father-in-law. In all honesty, guys, he wasn't really good. He was good at throwing it all up and everything, but when I got to the mudding and stuff, we had a lot of problems. We had a lot of air bubbles in the mud. We had part of the tape coming down. But they fixed all the issues. It did take them several times of repriming, repainting, repriming again, areas, painting. They probably did 5 coats when it's all said and done. But they did it. They didn't complain. Yeah, they might have complained outside of us, but they didn't complain. And they did it. They didn't seem irritated. They wanted us happy. They know we got a lot more work that we want to do. So they did what they needed to do to keep us happy, and the end result turned out very, very well. There's not a whole lot that I would mention. I would mention it to Brent, and he already knew about it. He already had a plan, or he was already working on it. I never had to really get on him as much as I typically kept bringing things up. He was already about it. So he's got to gain my trust before I just start and let him go to it. So he ended up doing everything right. We decided to pick this flooring, guys, like I was talking about, the 20 mil. It's got a concrete look to it, but it's not concrete, but it kind of gives it a new upscale, modern look to it, instead of just going with your typical wood planking, or your fake wood planking look, which would look good, I think, in the right color too. But we wanted to stick with grays. But look how the grays tie in, guys. We went with a darker accent color gray on this wall. We went with like a lighter shades of gray on the floor, the black trim to make it pop, and then we went with, as you guys can see the difference between a little darker gray on the accent wall and a little lighter gray on the rest of the walls. So all in the same family, but gives it enough pop that it looks really good. Replaced all the plugs and covers in black instead of the brown. We did add an Ethernet port here, so now when I do my gaming, I don't have to run a cord from inside there all the way out here. So it's all ran through the ceiling, so now I have internet right here. I actually bought a little box I'm going to put right here that you can connect up to 5 devices. So if I ever want my PC down here, or my wife wants to connect her computer or laptop or whatever, we got several options. These were already here, but we replaced all those as well. Again, we could have went with fancier than just basic black. They have real fancy black ones. Maybe eventually we will. But again, right now it's just about getting everything looking nice. He did a nice transition up there. I think I'm going to show that already, but it looks really good. So yeah, let me stand back. And you guys can kind of get the whole view of how it looks. The next video I'm going to make is when it all put back together. You guys know how it looked before. It's going to look almost the same, but nice. It's going to be actually nice in here. There's the ceiling. The ceiling looks really good, guys. Put up the same light. I'd already replaced the light, so there's no reason to not use this light. So, and then we did replace the vent here with the new vent. But yeah, guys, it looks really good. We're very, very happy with it. Very happy with it. And I think once we get the couch and all this stuff cleaned up, vacuumed, it's pretty dusty. I'm cleaning the glass right now. Got to clean the tracks. Got to clean this window, hang the blinds, pull the couch in here, pull the closets out. We're not sure if we're going to do the closets in here or not. I think for now we're going to, because we've got to get rid of the shelf in there. But we're thinking about putting our closets, our mobile closets, in this room, because we really like this opened up. But I'm not sure. Once we get them out here, and they're black too, so they'll tie in real nicely. But they do block partially the window. But we really thought it'd look cool if we had a couple of battery-powered accent lights right here that run like up and down, like a curly Q or a straight up and down real clean. With battery operated, you can turn them on at night. It'd look really sweet, guys. Really cool. We could even put the massage chair over here, whatever, and just keep our closets with our clothes in there. But I don't know. I think once we get them pulled out here, I'm not trying to change the game too much right now. But it would be nice to open that up. But we have that ability if we want to, right? We can open it up if we want. It wouldn't be a big deal if we did. So I don't know. We can always just move them back and forth and decide. But right now I got a big shelf that's in that room that's loaded full of my detailing supplies that can't be put out in the garage because they can't freeze or they go bad. So we're going to definitely not do that. It is raining pretty good, guys. So that is another test. It's raining really good. So that was the problem before, guys. It was raining, and the hard rain ended up coming into here. I've sealed it all up, so I don't think we're going to have that problem. I still need to pull back the stone and run another bead of caulk down there just to be extra safe. And I still got to build a bigger retaining wall right here, so to keep the water from flowing to the house. So it definitely is still concerning because I don't want to have any problems after redoing this in here. But I think we're going to be okay, and I'm going to go do some more things. So anyways, guys, I won't keep rambling. This is what it looks like. I'll do another video later today when we get it all put together and show you guys what it looks like when we're all done.